We can always make excuses and provide reasoning for what's going on in a story, but one thing right now that is beyond clear in Baki RAHEN is that during Jack Hanma vs Pickle round 3, the biting cyborg is absolutely destroying the Dino Boy so far. Pickle has yet to land an attack. I've seen some people claim that Pickle is just standing there. Well, for the most part he is. There's been a number of instances he's gone for an attack, whether it be a bite or something else, and Jack is just overwhelming him, not allowing Pickle to land anything on him, truly highlighting how much Jack has grown and what a serious 100% focus Jack is capable of. Since his return in his Sukune fight, it was a crazy reveal when it comes to his new martial art, his new physique. However, there was a number of moments where Sukune kinda outplayed him, particularly with the final claim from Jack here, where he would have lost if Jack hadn't landed the previous bites. And then in some of the other fights, namely against Kosho, Jack was allowing him more so to land blows. We did get some decently impressive speed feats from the cord cutter, but all these versions you could say was Jack not really going all out. While this fight is 100% Jack, he's focused on getting his revenge, claiming that dub, and this is what he's truly capable of, with Pickle now seeing him as this dinosaur, finally something that respects the cyborg. And you could even say this puts Jack on the same caliber as Masashi Miyamoto, Baki and Yujiro when looking at how Pickle viewed them in relation to the dinosaurs, with Yujiro being viewed as the almighty T-Rex right in their first introduction many years ago, and Baki due to his imagination insanity being viewed as this next level creature, while Jack Hanma finally joins the club and has left Pickle like this, very similar to how Pickle left Jack in the past, after entering that rage-like state, landing the almighty combo that destroyed Jack's skull, and then was going to consume Jack, but luckily he began to view him as a wasp, the hidden kill intent within Jack's unconscious body, which Pickle's own hunter-like instinct allowed him to view and pretty much saved the Dino Boy's life in that situation. This time we have Jack leaving Pickle like this, the flesh off of his face bitten off, and the Hanma going for yet again another bite. The absolute domination and destruction of Pickle will not conclude until it's completely over, whether it's Pickle dying or this straight out unconscious, the first ever real defeat of the Dino Boy in the entire series, and so far Jack has not faced any damage. Take note, I'm still waiting for the return of the almighty kiss, and I do believe this will be happening shortly alongside Pickle's transformation, what he's probably going to need to even stand a chance against this current Jack based on how everything's going right now. We already saw Pickle enter that rage-like state similar to the past that resulted in him dominating Jack. This time the Hanma just landed an almighty kick, which was explained at the start of the chapter here. So if you guys look closely, after Jack bit Pickle for the first time, we see his face going into that rage-like state where he wanted to pretty much kill Jack in the past, going for a bite as revenge retaliation, and then Jack just lands this almighty direct kick that actually rocks Pickle quite a bit. The previous chapter showed him getting knocked around quite a bit. In the other perspective from chapter 31 here, we see Pickle on the ground, his head shaking once again, and the panel claiming the following: Pickle dreamt, just for a second or maybe 10, of what Jack, is now being compared to when it comes to the dinosaurs. Meaning, Jack with this kick was potentially able to knock out Pickle somewhere between 1 and 10 seconds, which is absolutely wild. Knockouts when it comes to Pickle doesn't really happen too often. Remember when Katsumi was destroying his own arm for a chance of doing something like this, and it just resulted in Pickle sleeping? You could make a comparison between this and that, but based on how Pickle's face is being shown here, and how he was shown after the hammer strikes directly on his face, it's likely Pickle is beginning to be concussed. However, with all of this said, Pickle is without a doubt still the most durable character. Jack isn't going to be able to win with strikes and landing these punches to completely knock him out. The thickness of his neck and his overall skeleton, his physique is too strong where he won't be able to be defeated in that way. The only way I see Jack winning this fight is through the various biting his Gaodao, resulting in the blood loss and for Pickle to fall unconscious to conclude the fight. However, as I've broken down in many other videos, it's possible that Pickle's transformation can nullify the loss of blood or bleeding aspect as shown when he was facing Musashi's sword, meaning Pickle may have a direct counter for Jack's Gaodao, which would prolong the fight and maybe give Pickle even more of a chance to land a blow and damage Jack himself as it continues. Therefore, even though Pickle doesn't look like he's in the best position to keep it short, I think this fight is going to last much longer and we're still in the very early stages. However, Jack landing these strikes, another German suplex alongside another bite, is just us Jack fans feasting on his might. Absolutely glorious stuff. People can try and make these various excuses, but one thing you cannot ignore is that Jack is an absolute monster right now, and this is indeed his arc. But before going over some other stuff in this chapter, one thing I wish this fight included, and a lot of the other fights, is Yujiro watching them and giving some type of commentary. The only key characters watching this fight to mention is Baki and Hanayama. Hanayama I think is very important as his future setup fight with Jack was kinda implied recently and is something we've wanted as a fandom for quite some time. And Baki is going to be fighting Jack in the future, alongside being the other one to dominate Pickle in a clash, even though in the end he lost. Yujiro being a commentator or just watching current Jack fight would be very important for the setup of their clash in the future, but maybe it would ruin some aspects. However, Yujiro giving some commentary on Pickle fighting is something I would also like to see, as still to this day we've never had a Pickle and Yujiro all-out fight. Yujiro was extremely interested in the Dino Boy, which resulted in their initial clash at the start of the Pickle arc, but since then it seems like Yujiro just has lost interest in Pickle. He said previously that he would fight the winner of the Baki and Pickle fight, then kinda went back on his word when fighting with Oliver, saying that Baki was pretty much the winner, dominating Pickle even though he wasn't watching. Just a very strange scene as a whole, with Oliver being on the side of Pickle as they were fighting, meaning Yujiro viewed Baki as the stronger one or winner technically, and that's why he never wanted to fight Pickle. But with that said, when Pickle pulled up during the father-son fight, Yujiro was down to fight him right there. So it is kinda surprising that Yujiro hasn't officially pulled up on Pickle for an all-out fight or anything like that. Maybe something for the future after this, if Pickle is actually capable of fighting after going through these horrific events. I also noted the cover page of this being Baki of course, but the art kinda looks like Pickle to me. I don't know if I'm just tripping, let me know your thoughts on that down below. Shout out to these members, the absolute mad lads. You can become one as well and get access to some very special stuff I have coming soon. But that's it guys, peace.